Hey everyone, it's the hardcore legend Nick Foley asking you to support Wrestle Talk by going out and buying your tickets for Ready to Rumble at the Prince Charles Cinema on May 7th. That's Wrestle Talk. Yeah.
Support Wrestle Talk!
Get your tickets to see Wrestle Talk live in London using the link below. Hello and welcome to the Wrestle Talk Mega News! I'm Luke Owen. Have yourself a super click party? Super click! Give us a subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and leave a comment down below to answer our question of the day. Who would you like to see grace the cover of WWE 2K20? We've got a packed show of news for you today, including the latest on that cover star, a huge match made for New Japan's Dominion show, and a top indie wrestler telling Wrestle Talk that he's turned down WWE offers. But first, AJ Styles is one of the biggest success stories in WWE for a guy who came from TNA and Impact Wrestling. EC3 has been missing from TV screens for the majority of the time he's been called up. Samoa Joe has had a decent run, but it's far from his TNA and Ring of Honor days. Eric Young's group was recently split up and he's also missing. And while you could make the arguments for Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, both were WWE guys before they were TNA guys. AJ Styles, on the other hand, has had lengthy reigns as the WWE champion, has been in the main event scene since he walked through the door, and has had featured matches at every WrestleMania so far. But AJ didn't always have the smoothest of rides in TNA. From his laughably bad angle with Claire Lynch, check out Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regrets recap of that if you've never heard of it before, to being a cheap Ric Flair knockoff in a feud with Abyss over Hulk Hogan's WWE Hall of Fame ring. No, I'm not kidding. And recently, Twitter user Nasty Moose shared a picture of AJ Styles' TNA t-shirt in a thread of awful wrestling merchandise, which he quite matter-of-factly calls the Jizz shirt. Well, at least now we know what the J stands for. AJ Styles then decided to respond, nay, shoot, on his former employer and the merch, saying, "I wish I could tell you this was the worst thing TNA has ever come up with." AJ Styles claimed that Smackdown— wait, I just realized that shoot was needlessly sexual in that last story. Oh well. AJ Styles claimed that Smackdown was the house that he built, but Shane McMahon currently has the keys to the Blue Kingdom, and WWE's Twitter account are now saying that the best in the world, Shane McMahon, will crown new SmackDown Tag Team Champions after the Hardy Boys vacated the titles last week. But given WWE's Twitter account says a lot of things that don't ever come to pass, take this one with a huge pinch of cards subject to change. What could also be cards subject to change is a report from Fox Sports Asia, who have leaked information about 2K Games' latest entry in their WWE series of video games WWE2K20, including its cover star pre-order bonus and the return of a fan favorite mode. Previous cover stars for WWE 2K Games have been The Rock, John Cena, Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and AJ Styles. And this leaked document via Fox Sports Asia says that current Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch will be the cover star for WWE 2K20, with the document adding that the Women's Revolution will also take over the game with a WWE 2K showcase of the best women's matches in WWE. Sticking with that theme, it's being reported via the document that China will be the game's pre-order bonus, which in the past has been the Ultimate Warrior, Ronda Rousey, Sting, and the Terminator. This will be the first time China has been featured in a WWE game since SmackDown 2 Know Your Role back in 2000. The document says that the trailer reveal for the game and China will be on July 29th, with another trailer on August 7th revealing the return of GM mode, where players take control of Raw, SmackDown, or NXT, where you will draft the stars you want, compete against the other brands, and even deal with the annual Superstar Shakeup, which I'm sure will paint a totally realistic picture of what it's like trying to write for one of these shows, where you spend multiple days putting together a plan, only for Vince McMahon to change it 2 hours before it's supposed to air. So China is reportedly going to be in WWE 2K20, but there is one former WWE star who will unlikely be in the game. Back in January this year, All Elite Wrestling held their first rally in Jacksonville, Florida, the home of this guy, where they announced their first batch of signed wrestlers, including former WWE star Chris Jericho, as well as their first show, Double or Nothing, which takes place on May 25th from Las Vegas. At their second rally in Vegas, SoCal Uncensored challenged CIMA to bring two of the best from Oriental Wrestling Entertainment to tag against them in six-man action. And on Twitter recently, CIMA revealed who he's going to be teaming with.
Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, and my old friend Chris Watt Daniels. I know LCU is awesome. Therefore, I'm gonna bring T-Hawk and Lindemann as a team OWE to the AEW Double or Nothing show May 25th in Las Vegas. See you at Las Vegas. OWE.
That six-man will join Pac versus Hangman Page, the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers, Dustin Rhodes versus Cody, Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose versus Kylie Ray, and Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. And that means Chris Jericho is set for a busy couple of weeks, as after Kazuchika Okada successfully defended the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Sanada at Wrestling Dontaku, a video played of the former Y2J challenging Okada to a match for the title at Dominion on June 9th.
I am Chris Jericho. I am the Painmaker. And on June 9th at Dominion in Osaka, I will challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win!
Jericho has been very vocal about still wanting to work with New Japan when he signed with All Elite Wrestling, saying he wants to have matches with the likes of Hiroshi Tanahashi and Okada. And that match will also be joined by a rematch from the G1 Supercard at Madison Square Garden, as Kota Ibushi defends his IWGP Intercontinental Championship against Tetsuya Naito. The two have been feuding since the New Japan Cup in March, and Naito will be looking to live up to his promise that he'll be the first man to hold both the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships. Someone else who will be on that show is the newest member of the Bullet Club, El Phantasmo. ELP made his in-ring debut for the promotion at Wrestling Dontaku Day 2, teaming with fellow Bullet Club member Taiji Ishimori to defeat Will Ospreay and IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Dragon Lee. With that debut, ELP has been revealed as the final entrant in the 2019 Best of the Super Juniors, a tournament that will also see Ospreay, Ishimori, Takuma Shinoku, Flip Gordon, Marty Skull, Bandido, and more. El Phantasmo will surely be looking to capture the same success he had in the 2018 British J-Cup, which took place at Wrestling MediaCon last year. If you've not heard the name before, El Phantasmo is one of the best high-flying wrestlers on the British independent scene currently, and his work with New Japan makes sense given their relationship with Revolution Pro Wrestling. And there's another wrestler on that scene who isn't keeping his feelings about WWE quiet. When this video is released, the finals of Progress's Super Strong Style 16 will likely be coming to a close. We're about to give away some of the results for the tournament and matches around it, so if you are looking to avoid spoilers, please skip to the timestamp provided by editor Simon. We're about to go into the spoiler room brawl in 3, 2, 1. Kyle O'Reilly, Jordan Devlin, and Ilya Dragunov all made it through to the semi-finals, with David Starr and Travis Banks going to a no contest to make one of the semi-finals a triple threat. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Paul Robinson, who was then challenged by Jimmy Havoc for one last death match before he leaves for All Elite Wrestling. Ilya Dragunov quickly dispatched of NXT's Trevor Lee, and Jordan Devlin tore the house down with Aussie Arrow Kyle Fletcher in what was easily the best match of the day. Session Moth also beat Ginny to advance to the women's four-way today, where Jordan Grace defends her Progress Women's Championship against Millie McKenzie and Nina Samuels. But the biggest news coming from the show was in the main event, where Walter and Trent Seven went toe-to-toe for the Progress World and Atlas Championships. Despite having the crowd solidly behind him, Seven was unable to fight through a Walter sleeper hold, passing out to crown the WWE United Kingdom champion with another title around his waist. It was a breathtaking match at times, with Walter and Seven showing why they are two of the best at this game. We had a blast meeting members of the SWAF Nation at the event, and WrestleTalk Louis Dangor also had the chance to sit down with some of the wrestlers for the event. When he asked Walter about the possibility of going to the WWE main roster from NXT UK, the champ said,
"It's going to be step by step, I guess, so I just arrived, so I need to get work done first and then see. So I don't think that much ahead, just I focus on what I do now, and then if I do good, things will be fine.
But the most revealing interview came from British Cruiserweight Champion and the man with more catchphrases than I have hair follicles, David Starr. Really, it should come as no surprise that Starr was vocal about the wrestling scene, given his promo against Sinclair and Ring of Honor with regards to his match in Israel, and his anti-WWE promo he cut after his WXW match over WrestleMania weekend. And with WXW being affiliated with WWE, some fans speculated that this could be a way to bring Starr into the promotion. However, he told Wrestle Talk,
I've been contacted by them before, and I've turned it down a couple times. But the thing is that I think that something that doesn't really hit home with the European audience is the healthcare thing. Because very fortunate to be able just to go to the hospital. And that's something, one of the reasons why I moved to the UK, that's a big thing. And the fact that being a professional wrestler, it's hard to afford healthcare, the things you need. So all I was saying was that my point is, similar to John Oliver's and stuff that I had talked about in private multiple times, and I just never really been given the opportunity to say it. So I decided to take that opportunity on a WWF show, which is a WWE light platform. So I decided to be like, you know what? I'm going to do this. So here it is. I just want workers, I want wrestlers, and I want labor in general to just realize the power that we have and understand that we don't have to accept whatever's given to us. We have our own terms and our own conditions, and I want wrestlers to understand that it's cool to say no. It's fine. Don't give in to something just because you got 3 letters in it and it seems like it'd be cool. Still think about yourself and don't just cave into a corporate power because they tell you, oh, look at all this exposure you get. Well, how about you treat us right? How about you have a $1 billion corporation that is able to provide healthcare to its wrestlers? Clearly, they don't care. So that bothers me.
Those full interviews, as well as comments from Progress and NXT UK promoter Jim Smallman, Mark and Vicky Haskins, Trent Seven, and Paul Robinson, will be available as a special bonus Wrestle Ramble podcast later this week. Thank you to everyone who came up to us at Progress yesterday, and you're more than welcome to do that again when Wrestle Talk is live in London tomorrow night. We'll be screening the cinematic classic Ready to Rumble at the Prince Charles Cinema, and then doing a live podcast record afterwards. Tickets are available in the link in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon pledge hammers, some of which you can see scrolling their way into my stomach. Watch Laurie, Simon, and myself play Captain America and the Avengers on the Mega Drive in the latest video from Screenstalker, and check out Laurie and Simon's newest Wrestle Talk show, Screen Grapple, by clicking the videos over there. I've been Luke Owen, and that was wrestling.